That's fair. Honestly, Elena, remember during High School Musical, your brother was like working back, helping out backstage, and I don't remember how it started out, but like me or Jason said something, and then when you found out, you literally looked at us and said, "Why don't you just tell him what anal is while you're at it?"
I thought you tell him what it was.
What?
I thought you did tell him that's what it was, and that's why I was yelling at you.
No, we were not going to do that.
My poor innocent little middle school brother.
I'm sorry. Have you seen other middle schoolers? They're not. They are. John, how do you describe middle schoolers? I'm at a loss for words.
Annoying.
Ryan, you're sideways.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, let me double check, make sure that's still converting. Brian, what are you eating?
Rice with there's chicken that has buffalo sauce on it.
Ooh, actually looks pretty good.
Oh, it's delicious, dude.
All right, I guess I'll start it off with this one story. I told Connor an abbreviated version of it, but there's a little bit more detail to it. So a couple months ago, what the hell? Hold on, I just got a laptop just switched the screens on me. All right. Ooh. It's still quick. Okay, so a couple months ago, I was doing this show in Fenton. It's one thing. They're really cool, theater group too. Their entire building could fit on the stage in the PAC, but that's not important. So I was doing this show. It was called Prescription Murder. It was about this psychiatrist who murders his wife so he can be with his mistress, and then this detective solves the case in typical murder mystery. But for one scene, the actress who was supposed to play the wife who gets murdered, her instructions were to be facing this way, so that way the audience can see her husband strangle her to death. Now, I don't know where she got this, but she decided to face this way when she dies. And Connor might know where I'm going with this. And the first time around she did it, director pretty much just said, hey, that's not how you're supposed to do it. You got to be facing the window with your back to the audience a little bit. Yes. And as soon as she got off stage, because that was the last scene she was in, she threw this pitch fit at the director going, well, if my back is to the audience, how are people going to know it's me? Or something like that. I didn't pay attention. And she stormed off in a huff. Came back a few minutes later. What'd you say, Connor?
Her part is literally a murder victim.
Yes. Yeah. And she came back, sat down, all smiling like nothing happened. Skip ahead to about last dress rehearsal before the show. She once again dies facing this direction. I forgot what she was doing. Dies that way. And again, for notes, director says, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to face the window with your back to the audience. And once again, she throws a bitch fit at the director. Keep in mind, this is not some 20-year-old or anything. This is this woman's old enough to be my grandma. And she's had 40 years of experience, and she's now bitching to the director about stage directions. I know. And she starts bitching. I bail out because I don't want to see this shit. I come back the next day for opening night. She shows up late and has an argument with the director and the producer of the show who owns the building. And I'm listening. I'm here to say, I will tell everyone what you did to me. And that's all I heard. But I guess they convinced her to do it her way, not her way, do it the way she was directed. And she did it the first weekend, which we were doing 2 weekends. And then after the first day, she went back to doing it her way. Skip ahead to that Sunday performance. The director's mom walks up to me. She closes the door that that separates the actors hallway and the green room. She's like, you didn't hear it from me, but this is the last day that she's going to be working here. We gave her every chance to do it the way she was directed, but she still did it her own way. So after the show, she's out, but you didn't hear it from me. And then she opens the door, walks back to where she was sitting and acts like nothing happened. Now, I'm hearing this. I'm happy because she's ruining the show for me. But now I know I got a window. I got a window to get the hell out of here before shit hits the fan. So I say hi to the 3 people that went to see that show. And I grab my stuff, quick change, faster than I ever have before. And I book it out of the building. And as I'm doing it, I'm looking and I'm seeing the producer sitting in the exact same chair in the exact same room that this lady was sitting in when she wasn't on stage. And that's when I know, oh, something's gonna happen. Skip ahead to the second weekend. Now the director is taking over as the role of the wife. We're getting ready to go. Guess who shows up? Yeah, this lady shows up with like another friend. She bought a ticket. She refuses to leave because apparently they put a restraining order on her and they told her not to show up, but she's still here and she's refusing to leave. So what they had to do, they ended up just letting her show up, letting her like sit down and watch the show, but they had the entire board of directors surround her to make sure she don't do nothing. During intermission, she walked around talking shit, saying, I was fired for creative differences. Like, oh shit, lady.
No, you were told to do something a specific way by the dude who runs the show, and you refused to, so they canned your ass.
Yeah.
The difference.
Yeah. And then after the show was over, I was told by the director's mom that her and her like man friend that she brought with her were waiting in the parking lot, watching cars leave, trying to figure out which car was the director's. And they didn't leave until the director's mom turned on her car to let them know that she was watching them.
Light them up with the headlights. Like, I see you, bitch.
Exactly. So that was fun. Yeah.
He sounds lovely.
Yeah. I hope I never see her again. So, anyone else?
To this day, I cannot fucking sing the Star Spangled Banner correctly.
Really?
I keep defaulting to the 4-part bass part to this day. To this fucking day.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to sing like the Star Spangled Banner at like a football game. I'm like, oh, say, wait a minute. I'm like, God damn it.
At least you know the lyrics.
Day. I haven't been in Mads for 5 years, and I still fuck it up to this day. I'm like,
I'm gonna have oh god, what's it called? I'm gonna have I Love My Love stuck in my head for the rest of my life because we practiced it so many times.
If there's a song that we sang in choir, and then I hear that song at any other point, I can't sing like the melody anymore because I sang the bass part.
Mm-hmm.
And I can like no longer sing the melody unless I'm actively listening to it. Such a pain in the ass.
It is, yeah.
And at your funeral, I am going to sing I Love My Love. Because I will remember it. It is drilled into my head.
Yeah, we practiced it day after day after day to the point where I remember each part, I remember each note, I remember when to come in. It's just, oh man.
I think I know the bass part better than the alto part on that song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think altos ever sang that song correctly.
There's enough other voices. They can cover it up. It's fine.
Yeah. The worst case scenario, lip sync.
I don't know what Christmas songs because I want to say they alternate them for Mads, between Mistletoe and the 12 Days After Christmas. Did you guys sing either one of those?
So we were supposed to do 12 days last year, but we weren't able to because of COVID. So this year we're like, we're going to do both. We weren't able to do
that.
both.
Get Mistletoe
didn't
and 12 Days?
You know, our concert was on Thursday. We didn't start Mistletoe until that Tuesday. Like, it was not, I got stuck with a weirdo as my partner, and I ended up kissing Kaylee Cole, so whatever.
You know.
My partner ducked. Her lips were there.
There you go.
Also kiss Kaylee at the mall.
That was an accident.
I'm sorry, what? What's this going on? I'm just
It's the
When-
person on accident. How does
When we went to the mall to get the Mads photo with Santa, which we never got, by the way.
Oh, we didn't, and I'm
But-
upset about that.
We went to the mall to get the Mads photo with Santa, and while we were waiting in line, we're like, we're gonna serenade these people because we sound good. So we
Man.
were singing Mistletoe, and the partner that Kaylee and I were paired up with, no one really likes him, so he wasn't invited. So he wasn't there. And so Kaylee and I were sitting next to each other, and when it gets to the point where the girls at the end, you know, they kiss the guy's cheek, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be all cute and I'm gonna kiss Kaylee's cheek. But she had the same idea. So when I went to go kiss her cheek, she turned and
okay?
it's 2022. That's okay.
it was my first kiss, Trevor.
Oh, I mean, that it could have gone worse. I'm speaking from experience. Okay, Connor. Okay, fine. Another story. Then I gotta change the subject. Connor, I told this. After I graduated, I was doing the show Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which that's the shirt that
I was
I'm
looking at
wearing.
your shirt and I think that I was thinking that's what that said, but I couldn't quite make it out.
Yeah. Anyway, I was the lead role of that show, and this is the first stage kiss I've had. Like off stage, that's another story. I'm not talking about that. Anyway, so like our first week into like off book rehearsal, I'm reading the script, and it says that my character, in the end, he gets down on one knee, proposes to the girlfriend. She says yes. He gets up, they kiss. He picks her up, puts her in the car, and they fly off happily ever after. On the day we're rehearsing that off book, I get down on one knee, but I ask, "Hey, you actually want me to kiss her, or is there something else going on? You want to something? I want to know. I'm just curious." I don't get an answer. For the most part, most of the cast laughs at me for making that question, and I'm like, "Okay, fuck y'all. Next time we do this scene, I'm not asking. I'm just doing." And so the very next week, we're rehearsing that scene. I do exactly as I was instructed. I get down on one knee, I propose, she says yes. I get up, grab her face, kiss her right on the lips for a good 5 seconds. The whole cast is cheering because they think that was intended. My best friend Max is in the show. He's going, yeah, yeah, yeah. I break away as soon as everyone sees the girl's face and the director's face. Silence. They're thinking, oh, Trevor's in trouble. And keep in mind, oh no, I'll tell that part later. I look over at the director, producer, assistant director, choreographer, music director. Yeah, well, the tech people, they're looking at me like, oh, hell no, you did not just do that. The director goes, okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break and we're gonna start again at the top of Act 2. Everyone leaves, my ass gets pulled over, and I get chewed out by everyone that was involved in making that's calling the shots in that show. And I'm like, I'm partially intimidated, but at the same time, like, you should have answered my damn question the first time around.
Yeah, right.
Response.
Yeah. And
Is that why you were so timid doing Beauty and the Beast?
no, did I look timid in Beauty and the Beast? Because I wasn't, but
You were shaking as you were going up to her.
okay. In my defense, I didn't know Belle at the time. With Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I knew the girl. from like for like a year, so I wasn't that
Okay, never mind.
like now. Granted, like, and okay, I'm just gonna say this, Katie. If you're watching this, I wouldn't have done that had I known you had a boyfriend at the time. That's my only regret. But anyway, yeah. What was I gonna say? But I actually looked timid in Beauty and the Beast. Okay.
I just assumed because it was right after Josh fell off the platform, and
Oh.
since you guys were right where he was, I just assumed that you guys were just trying to be careful, so you guys didn't fall next.
I mean, I can't
but
I can't remember exactly what was going on in my head at the time, so I can't say for sure. I do know. I do know, like I do know that like that one time when we like went over that scene like 15 times over, that was I did thoroughly enjoy that. And it got to the point where I'm like, after kissing Belle for like the 5th time, I'm thinking, Stevie, are you just doing me a solid here? I don't know.
She's really pretty.
What?
Because she's really pretty.
Yeah, that's true. But oh well, who cares? All right, what was okay? I'm just gonna ask this. Because like you guys had a new director this year, what was like production for SpongeBob the Musical like? Be honest, I'm just curious.
Messy.
Messy, okay.
Okay.
See,
To the point.
like, I don't honestly. I think Cartwright was genuinely trying her best to make this show.
It looked like she was, yeah.
Yeah, like any director who's working in this kind of stuff wants to make their show as good as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that her way of like preparing for this show and running rehearsals was as structured or as focused as Cooper's way of doing it.
Yeah,
it felt very, ooh, what if we try this, and what if we try this, and oh, we're not going to work on the next, we're not going to work on the scene after tomorrow, we're going to work on something later in Act 1. Like, whoa,
yeah,
like you don't jump, okay? Like, you know, I would rather prefer someone who has like, this is what we're going to do, we're going to start here, and then we're going to go scene by scene by scene, and we can add stuff maybe later, but I have a very clear vision of what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to do it. You know, like you want a little bit of flexibility, but you also want somebody who knows what they want, who knows their vision.
Yeah.
See, the thing with that, the way.
Go ahead, Jason.
See, the thing that I thought of why that happened is because Cooper knew. She knew us. She knew our strengths. She knew our weaknesses, what we could and what we couldn't do. So she was more comfortable doing bigger shows. On a show like SpongeBob, Cartwright didn't know our strengths, our weaknesses. She didn't know what we could and couldn't do. So her trying to do that, as if she has known us for years on a show the size of SpongeBob, I feel like that's what made it feel so disorganized.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She definitely comes off as more of a.
That's also a factor.
Mm-hmm. She comes off more like a play person than a musical person.
Yeah.
She did good with Jers, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because honestly, like when I watched it, like it did look messy, but personally, like casting wise, I think she was like down. She had it perfectly. Because like when I heard that what they like, once I heard that Aaron had got the role of SpongeBob, I'm like, okay, I'm betting $10. Tanner's, Patrick, Jason's, Mr. Krabs, Ryan's, Squidward. Honestly, Alien, I thought you were gonna be Karen, but I mean, I was right up until that point. Yeah, so the casting was pretty good.
I was not expecting Pearl. I sang alto too. Like, why did you give me the soprano role?
I mean, you sounded good.
Blanket, you're so kind. It was not the role I went for. she told me that she had 6 cast lists written out the night of callbacks, and on 5 of them I was Sandy, and on 1 I was Pearl. And I'm like, why didn't you go with any of the other 5? I can hit
know
those
what those
notes.
other ones are. I want to know.
know.
I'm curious. Like, what are
She
those
told
other
me-
casts?
She told me that you were Patrick on a couple of them, and Ryan was SpongeBob on a couple of them.
No fucking way. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
That would have been fun to see, but I could not be Patrick.
I don't know.
Yeah, Tanner was perfectly cast as
He was
Patrick.
amazing
Oh,
for
yeah,
Patrick.
Tanner's
He
like-
was.
Like Tanner is Patrick.
Also, like
He still
Connor-
plays character. He's never left.
Yeah, I mean, and also
Never left
Connor
Patrick.
for like context, Connor, like imagine like a second me. That's what Tanner is pretty much like. Like that's how everyone describes him for the most part.
Okay.
Like a newer model, couple of bugs in the system, sort of.
A
Newer
couple.
model.
A couple.
He's our gay train boy. So
Yeah, he has this weird obsession with trains.
Trains.
But
Yeah.
he's on the school board this year, so
Yes,
he's
he
gonna
is.
have to grow up a little bit.
Tanner in the middle of the meeting accidentally breaks into his Patrick voice.
I'm really scared. I love Tanner dearly, but he doesn't have much of a filter. I have to train him later.
And some of the things he does just sends up red flags. For Crucible, there was a scene where John Proctor is walking in. He's supposed to be handcuffed. Hannah walks into rehearsal and he brings these like chains with locks on them
Yeah.
that they can use. And when someone asked him, he said he got them from his basement. How does that not send a red flag to someone that doesn't know him?
See,
I'm just gonna
that's
say
something
something.
he can't share.
Ryan.
what?
Actually, no, you weren't there that day. Never mind. I'm stuff. But it was after hometown days. I remember my parents still weren't going to be home for like an hour or two. So I asked Tanner, and his dad was like, "Hey, can I just chill at your guys' house for a bit?" And so I was at his house, and Tanner, it was the first time I'd ever been inside his house, I think. And he showed me like around. He's like, "Yeah, you want to see this?" And he showed me the basement. It's like a den sort of area, but then there's just a door, and it's to another room, and it's like slightly cracked open. And Tanner's like, "Oh, you want to see that?" And he opens it, and it's just like stone walls and stuff, and there's just shelves, and there's just a box and a mat, like a towel. And I was confused, and he saw it on my face. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's for Bailey. It's his cat." I was like, "What is she doing in this? What is she doing in Alcatraz, Tanner?" And like, the room still, I don't know how to describe it other than it was just this square room. It had one shelf in the corner with a random assortment of boxes and like cleaning supplies, and then a mat just in the very center. And it scared the shit out of me. I was like, "I'm not safe here. Tanner's secretly a serial killer, isn't he? This is where I die."
This is it. This is curtains. I'm gonna die here and now.
I gotta get Tanner on
I'm
one of
in
these things and have to
danger.
pair him up with Max. Okay, I will. One thing though about back to SpongeBob, I will say personally, I wasn't so sure about Hope's portrayal as Plankton. Like the one problem that I had was that when she did the laugh, it sounded like a really shitty Jared Leto Joker laugh. And this is coming from someone who liked Leto's Joker. I heard that laugh, and I'm just like, God, kill me.
I see it.
Yeah.
it. That's funny.
I mean, she did a good job with what she was given. I just felt like maybe the part wasn't right for her. But looking at the cast, I didn't know most of them, so I couldn't really judge too
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
There are a lot of areas that I feel like we could have worked a lot more.
Yeah.
And one of them were pirates.
Mhm. Yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
we did not work on that with Mr. Luke once.
Nope.
We had one rehearsal that we organized ourselves that went, let me just be honest, it was a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
one rehearsal that we were there, it was led by Aaron, and he was trying his best, but it wasn't working. It wasn't going. We were trying to learn the different parts for like the background and just trying to teach it to Ryan. And Ryan, not this Ryan Laframboy.
Yeah.
And Ryan was very committed to the character of Patchy. And I feel like he would have been able to do better with that song had we had more time, because I saw him improve over the course of the 3 shows as he found out more and more.
Mm-hmm.
But just, he was given a bad hand, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, the pirates that accompanied him were not like the
Not piratey.
greatest.
Wearing all
So
black,
yeah,
no pirates.
Elena can attest to this. I was like backstage with her and Kaylee and Kaya during that song, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sing the melody for backup, okay?" Like when all the pirates came up to start singing, I was just like, "Ba, ba, 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 da, da." And hopefully it sounded good out there. But I was trying my best to help Ryan out, because he really did want to make the song as good as possible. He just needed
Like, I think what he could have done without like sort of breaking like the character, I guess, like, he could have like had a copy of the music on him after he threw another copy down to the pit to make, because like Patchy did say he wrote the song like just recently, so it wouldn't look too far-fetched of that idea.
Yeah.
Well, no one knew that they were going to be in that song until Tech Week.
Oh,
Yeah.
She didn't
that's fun.
assign roles for anything, and it got to the point where like, okay, who can be a pirate? Like, who does not have to be in the next scene? And there were some that were still making super quick changes. Like,
Yeah.
so no one really knew who's doing what.
Mm-hmm. I think that I still think that Super C-Star Savior was the hardest song of the entire show. That bitch was hard. That was a very tough song to get through. But I'm just glad that it worked out as well as it did.
I sang so loud for that song. I could barely breathe while I was dancing.
Yeah.
Because no one knew the words around me. So it was me and Ashley, and we were belting it. And I'm like, this is high.
Yeah.
I only heard you, Ashley, and Tanner. If I'm being completely honest, that's all I heard.
Elena, your screen froze.
Elena, you're frozen.
You, Tanner.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yep.
There we go.
Yep. She's been freed.
But like Ryan said, I am glad that song actually didn't crash and burn. Because I feel like for a lot of songs in that show, there's always a possibility with songs crashing and burning, but I feel like every song that we had there was at like a scary 40% at bare minimum. And it's like, okay, is this the show where it crashes and burns? And thankfully it did, and we stayed together and we stayed in one piece.
Yeah.
But it was not as, you could tell that like everybody was a little bit disappointed, because people who had done shows prior were like, we've done harder pieces than this and we did them better.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the best of our ability.
I'm just glad that you know, I'm just glad that, you know, I'm not a loser. I at least looked good.
Yeah, it did look good.
Yeah, I was hoping, because, you know, I was up there. You never really know if you know, look good while you're up there, because I mean, you are giving it your all, but it all depends on how the audience sees your performance. And based on like everybody I've talked to, they were all like, yeah, it looked really good, and that makes me happy.
I'm just glad it's over.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't think. I don't know. that reminded me of something that happened. Oh yeah, I remember. When I was doing Footloose, my sophomore year. I don't know. Connor, I know you weren't in it, but for some reason I thought you were. For some reason, anyway.
I wasn't in it, but I did go to see it like twice.
Which did you see the Saturday night one or no? I'm just asking because like during the Saturday one when they were doing "I Need a Hero" with this big dance number, it was awesome by the way. When they were doing "I Need a Hero," this one girl who did the choreography for the show and also had a solo at the beginning of Act 2, she broke her leg on stage.
Yes, Jolie Billings.
Yes.
Yes.
No, she didn't break it. She like tore a tendon in her leg or something like that.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about though. No,
Yeah.
I did not see that show.
Okay,
That
you did not.
That was
Okay, yeah.
not one of the
But,
ones
like-
I went to. I remember Jolie Billings busting her up her leg because she was in one of my choir classes.
Yeah, she like messed up her leg and she was able to hold it in until she dragged and she was able to hold it in for the most part. Like she was dragging herself backstage and until someone was able to pick her up and get her into the costume room where then we just started hearing this blood-curdling scream from the costume room. And I feel bad thinking this is funny, but like when she was still like crawling backstage, my buddy Max, he tried to pick her up. Like he got like 2 feet off the ground and he dropped
Don't
down to
tell me
one
he dropped
knee.
her.
Yeah, he couldn't pick her up. And then this other girl who was like half his size just walked away with it. Picked her up like this empty water bottle. And then like skip ahead a couple hours. Yeah, skip ahead a couple of hours. She's all doped up on some good shit. And she's one of the things she's talking about, wow, Max is really weak. Just destroy the man's confidence, will ya?
Poor guy.
He tries to help, he can't help, and then he gets roasted for it.
I will say he has a tendency for trying to help and just making himself look like an idiot at times.
Yeah, that's Max for you. We love him though.
I love him dearly. But yeah.
Yeah. I remember. Did
Well,
you see?
I do
I
have
don't-
plans at 7, so I'm gonna have to dip out of this meeting then.
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes till we go, so I'm just gonna like do a little outro. Then so for the people watching this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Yada yada yada. As for you guys, my channel is Stuck on Stupid 84. You can like and subscribe to that. Get a notification. You'll get a notification for it. For Elena and Jason, because you guys have Facebook, I'll invite you to like the page and maybe join the group too, because I want to get more people involved in this, because it started out with like me, Connor, Max, our friend Tommy, just doing stupid shit we put on the internet. But because of
You ever post that? I
what?
don't remember.
The first
When-
one? Yeah.
Me, you, and Tommy and Max was on video call. Did we ever post that video when we're just sitting here just shooting shit for like an hour?
Yeah. I posted the video, but it only recorded the last 20 minutes. So we missed Tommy's rant about whale probes.
We missed all about the. Oh.
Okay, so you guys know whale probes was something that was done in a Star Trek movie that Tommy hates with a passion. He had this whole rant about it.
I've seen some bad movies.
Yeah.
And I've suffered through them, but like Tommy sitting here trying to explain to me the plot of, I think it was Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
The doozy.
That sounds like something I'd want to be a part of, because I talk about movies a lot, and that would be
wasn't
fun.
even talking about movies specifically. It's just we just somehow got onto the topic of like shit that we've been sending our friends, and then he just like brought up the fact that he messaged me like this whole paragraph, like spark noting like the whole plot of Star Trek 4 in like the most comedic way he could potentially portray it.
But yeah, that was
flawless line from that movie. These are not the hell your whales. Spoken by Leonard Nimoy himself.
But yeah, kind of. I did have the last 20 minutes recorded, posted on YouTube.
I tried to find it and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, hold on. I'll send you the link to it in a minute.
I'll have to try and find it again.
Yeah, and just like the whole point of this was also like for the interview, but also like we need more goons so we can have so I can post more content.
We need more
So-
goons.
So this was kind of your initiation. Dark Fate hoo ha ha.
What's the name of the channel again? I'm curious.
Stuck on Stupid 84. That was like the third name I could think of.
Well, yeah, because we tried to do stupid in stereo,
Yep,
but that
yep.
one was taken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
and
that's
like
it.
and Tommy suggested bullshit boogaloo, but I have a Christian grandma and I don't want to give her another stroke. So and yeah, I want to
Mother,
get like
wait.
I want to get like Tanner, Micah, and Peyton involved in this too. Cause so
Oh,
Like-
that'd be cool.
yeah, like Tanner and my friend Max, that would be fucking hilarious. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go and I'll get started on blurring out those names in the last video. Thank
Except
you
for the
all
one-
for
the
coming
one
to
you-
this.
You despise with a passion.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you all for coming to this, and I'll get it going as soon as I can. See you guys
All right.
later. Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you,
problem.
yes.
It was awesome.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, no problem. All right.